I'm just so frustrated, basically, coming away from that game because we've thrown away 2 points against a team that are completely out of form. We're there for the taking. We've actually shown that we can take a game to a side like that, but the sheer lack of quality or ability to make the right decisions at the right times, or to show the level of urgency required to get what would have been a vital win for us. And I can't help think that we might be looking back on this game in a few months' time and thinking that was a crucial few points we've missed out on there. It's unbelievable we've come away from that with 1 point, given how important it is to win games against sides at the likes of Gillingham at home. We're not going to get that many more chances to do it. And particular players there have just let us down at critical moments. And it's just yet again showing the lack of quality we've got is exactly why we're where we are. I can't say much more than that as a summary. I've lost my voice from shouting during the game, partly encouragement, but partly having a go at what I perceived to be a lack of urgency at times, where we were just being pedestrian. It didn't look to me like there was players on that pitch who were leaving everything out there and were, it was a kind of performance, if you can imagine, at times where you'd think, okay, you're playing a side at the bottom, but you're mid-table, and it'd be nice to get the win, but it doesn't really matter. And it really mattered today. And I was just confused at times by the way we played well in patches. We were definitely the better side, but some of the times were messing around with throw-ins or going backwards instead of like really driving at them. And I think toward the end there was a bit of a break in play. They were going down like every 2 minutes to waste time. The ref was terrible, but how often do we say that this season in this league? And there was a bit towards the end where Connor was going around and he was screaming at people and he was trying to G them up and trying to get the urgency going. And I thought, we just don't have enough Connors in this squad. I'm looking at who else is doing that job. Where's the captain? Don't see him doing it. Where are the other players through that team who are going around and giving people a grab around the neck and saying, come on, we need this win. Do it for the fans. Do it for the club. Felt like I was shouting that from the stands, but there's just not enough on the pitch for it. And it's just not acceptable, Matt. And we're just sick of it this season, aren't we, to be honest? But the flip side of it, Sol Solomon showed us exactly what we've been missing. He was head and shoulders today above anyone else on that pitch. And he put in 6 or 7 balls into that box that were crying out for someone to get on the end of it. And they had, one ball that went across the face of goal, 4 defenders against the striker, and we managed to knock it in our own net. And, that's a summary for today, I think. But I'm on my second Peroni, Matt. That's where I'm at right now. And I feel like I've calmed down a lot since full time. So that will tell you where I'm at, because I'm still obviously massively frustrated.
Well, we'll get into Solomon in a little bit more depth in a bit. But excuse me, me, I like to look at the stats of a game because I always think they don't tell you everything about a game, but they can be an indicator. And one of Tranmere's problems this year has not been necessarily missing chances, it's been creating them. Well, Tranmere had 20 shots today. Only 5 of them are on target. 6 are off target, and there's obviously therefore 9 that are blocked. But 5 shots on target, 6 off target. So the chance creation was there today. Gillingham, by the way, had 1 shot on target and 8 off target, and a further 3 blocked, and 1 put into their net by a Tranmere defender. But that's an indicator that Tranmere, attacking-wise, were a little bit better today. They created the chances, but they aren't good enough at taking them. And I was absolutely staggered when I saw that starting lineup today. In a good way, to see Solomon in there, but also like Davison coming in from the cold and getting a start surprised me. I couldn't really work out what that formation was because it could have been any of 3 or 4 things, with Solomon or Jennings playing centre midfield. It could have been just having Sadiq Khan as a holding midfield. It could have been Kieran Morris playing centre midfield with Jennings and Patrick out wide, or Solomon out wide with Patrick and Jennings up top with Davison. There were so many different things that it could have been. So I was like even the starting lineup confused me. But I say it's looking at those stats and my old friend possession, 60% possession today to 40% for Gillingham, and Tranmere didn't manage to put the game to bed. It's a confusing one.
Yeah, and I was at times in that game, and I'll keep coming back to this. I don't think there was any lack of effort today, but there was not the urgency needed until a very frantic last 5 minutes when the game just became incredibly stretched and anything could have really happened. But we'll get into that a bit. But I was thinking, if you'd have had someone like Mickey Mellon or Ronnie Moore on that touchline, those players would have been getting an absolute rollicking at certain moments where, the first 10 minutes we were terrible. I've said this before, Ronnie Moore's mantra was always, you go out, you win that game at home in your first 15 minutes, you go out and you throw everything at them. And quite often we'd see it that teams would fold under that pressure. And we just never do it. We start so slowly.